What is good, guys? Once again, you are tuned in to Gunplay TV, and today on the channel we're taking a look at the all-new Baldr S from Olight. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, and without further ado, let's get straight into this. Alright, now as usual, Olight is running one of their sales, and according to them, this is one of the biggest of the year, right? This is their summer sale, as it were, okay? And so this is going to start at 8 p.m. on the 26th of July, and it's going to run until 11:59 p.m. on the 30th of July. Alright, so we got a few days to get in on this one. A lot is going to be on offer, and of course, their Baldr S is going to be one of the all-new offerings for this. It's going to be available in black, tan, blue, and gray, okay? And so you're going to have to make sure you get on that blue and gray, because both of those are going to be limited editions. As usual, there will be a few bundles, okay? And so I'll roll some of that in on the screen. Get in while you fit in. So as usual, if you are interested in any of the lights that you've seen on screen, make sure that you go down to the description below and use the link in the description. Additionally, if you are interested in any Olight and you happen to miss that sale, the code The Bearded Brother will get you 10% off any and all Olights. Okay, and so the Baldr S, as we can see here on the box, this is an 800 lumen light with a claimed 130 meter throw. Okay, and so we're gonna get straight into it. I've already taken it out the box here, and I've had this mounted on my SIG P320 here to the left for quite a while. Okay, and so we'll take a look at what's in the box, most of which I've left packed because I have a lot of these accessories already. Okay, and so of course we've got the special Olight magnetic charger that has a reverse polarity that's not going to attach to your other Olight magnetic tail chargers, if you will. Okay, so we've got that. We've also in the box got the user manual. We'll put that aside. We won't be needing that today. And lastly, we've got some hardware. So this hardware is just going to be used to swap out the Picatinny bar or lug in there that's going to be used to index against your rail. Of course, it comes with the Glock Picatinny lug pre-installed. I find that that works fine. And alternatively, it does include a 1911 or standard Picatinny sizing rail insert there as well. All right, guys, we're going to try to keep this one quick. This is, of course, an all-new model from Olight, but it is part of their existing Baldr series. All right, so this is the Baldr S. I imagine that S is for slim. The reason being, you know, we have the original Baldr Pro over here, and essentially these two are most evenly matched, I'd say, as far as performance and capabilities out of the box. But this is, of course, very much slimmed down as far as the size and as far as the output, right? We'll get into that in a bit. Okay, and so this Baldr S is going to be 800 lumens, all right? And of course, the reason I say it's very much closely matched to the Baldr Pro as far as its capabilities is, of course, the fact that it does include a green laser, right? And we can see that I kind of toggled that there on the back. We've got a laser setting, a laser and light setting, and we've also got just the light setting, right? And so, of course, I'd always recommend that you have a white light on both your sidearms and your long arms. Reason being, well, I think the statistics would show that most times bad guys are looking to take action. It's in the night, all right? And so it's probably nice to be able to see whether it's a bad guy or if maybe it's your son sneaking into the window at 1 a.m., right? Now, what's also nice about this Baldr S, of course, is the fact that very much like the Baldr Pro, it does include a second setting. So of course, if I hit that once, I'm going to get my 800 lumen output. If I give that a double tap, it's going to jump down to a nice 100 lumens, all right? So that's probably nice if you're indoors and, you know, you've got maybe white reflective surfaces and you don't want to be blinded when you're using this in the middle of the night. You can double tap that to step down and still have some good visibility. Now, in keeping with that slimline theme, we can kind of see that that laser is actually housed inside of the light housing. All right, so that black circle that you see within the reflective housing is actually the laser emitter, all right? And so if I switch that on, we can see that. You do have a low battery indicator there on the side, which will light up red if you're at a low battery. And of course, you've got dual switches. One thing that you do not have with this particular model though, that you do have on that Baldr Pro is the ability to hit both and get a strobe, right? If I triple click, there's no combination that you can use to get a strobe on this particular light like there is with the Baldr Pro. Now, one key difference between the two, of course, the Baldr Pro is using the older mounting system. So when you compare those mounting brackets, right, you can see that the Baldr Pro does have a more traditional stationary mounting system, whereas on this Baldr S, we kind of get that Baldr Mini adjustable mounting system. Now, once again, Olight, if you're listening, I'd like to see different versions of this particular mounting bracket be made for firearms that have a unique mounting system. For example, the Springfield Hellcat or the 6-hour P365. They've got a proprietary mounting system, and it'd be nice to see different versions of this be released to fit those firearms so that we don't have to use third-party mounting options, which really don't work. Now, as far as putting this on a firearm, YouTube is extremely weird about what they consider assembling things now, alright? And so I'm not going to actually place this on the P365 here where it's actually been housed for the past few weeks. Alternatively, I do have a grip frame here, okay? And so YouTube, if you're watching, this is an empty grip frame. There are no fire control components, alright? And essentially it is a piece of plastic. Now, to mount this to our frame, I'm going to undo that lever and we'll see that it's actually spring loaded there, right? And so if I press in on that lever once it's opened, I kind of get a little bit of clamping ability there, right? So I'll open that up, I'll press that into one of the slots on the frame wherever I feel comfortable. And what Olight's done here with this new mounting system that they have up top is you have the ability to slide that and move it wherever it needs to be to get to the point in the trigger guard where you like it, right? So maybe you like it all the way back here, maybe you like it just up a little bit where you kind of have to punch out to it. You can kind of pick your particular location, right? Alternatively, maybe I want less of a gap up front, maybe I want that to be mounted a little bit further back. I just slide it a little bit and there I've got a perfect positioning. And so as far as ergonomics go, it's very simple, very tactile as far as how you push that out. I'm happy with the clickiness of the switches, if you will. It is a little spongy, but you do have a tactile feel of a click when you press that in. Now that's not going to be as tactile as it is on the Baldr Pro where we can actually hear it, but it is still very nice. Okay, and so while we've got them both here on the table, I'll go ahead and kind of call out some of the differences, right? The first thing we can see is now that we've moved this over to a smaller frame, first of which, this is a frame that it's very hard to get a light on. So big props to Olight for making that work on that adjustable rail system. In addition to that, we can also see that there's kind of a gap between this Baldr Pro and the same frame that we just had it on with the Olight Baldr S. Okay, and so that adjustable rail is nice in the sense that it can slide back and forth. I just wish Olight would make additional versions of it. Now, as far as performance specifications go, you're also going to see a difference as well. Now, that Baldr S, as we said, is 800 lumens. The Baldr Pro here on the left comes in at 1350 lumens, okay? And so a difference in performance there. This Baldr S kind of finds itself between the Baldr Mini, which I've let a friend borrow, and the Baldr Pro that we've got here on the table. In addition to that, one thing that I do like about the Baldr Pro is the fact that it runs on two CR123 batteries, which are removable, as opposed to the integrated proprietary battery that's inside the Baldr S. Now, as far as candela, right, of course, this is how much light reaches your target and how bright it is at that target. That Baldr Pro is going to come in at 16,900 candela, while that Baldr S is going to come in at 4,400 candela. So again, not nearly as bright as the Pro. I think the Pro still has a unique place in the lineup. They are both going to be using green lasers, of course, and they are both ambidextrous in the sense that they do have dual switches, one on each side. They are both going to be IPX4 water resistant, and that Baldr S is going to come in at 3.35 ounces, okay? So a pretty light. All right, so for today's testing, we're actually in an abandoned parking lot. I figured this is probably the best real world location. All right, guys, so once more outdoors, a different portion of that abandoned parking lot with the Baldr S now. And of course, that's gonna be on high mode there. We've got an abandoned building. We can kind of see what kind of photonic penetration we can get through that. All in all, I'm pretty pleased with the reach on this, okay? And of course, this is gonna be that high mode on the Baldr S. Let's switch that to low now. And the low doesn't show up too well on camera. It is illuminating well here for me in person, but not nearly as well as the high, okay? And so if you're gonna find yourself outdoors in an open space, I'd leave that light on the high setting for sure. All right, so same position with the Baldr Pro now, just to kind of give a comparison. That's the Baldr Pro on low mode now. Getting really good penetration into that building. Put it on high, even better, right? And so the Baldr Pro, again, I think has a special place in the Baldr lineup, but I'd say that this is going to be more suited for your long guns or longer range applications as opposed to that Baldr S, which is a bit more EDC in design. Now, when Olight sent me the Baldr S, they told me they were going to be sending me an X9R, and I didn't quite know what that was, right? So I looked it up, and it's a $600 flashlight. So I'm thinking, all right, big box on the way. This is going to be a crazy video. It's actually the X9R Cell. So basically, it's a miniature version of that $600 light, and it's basically a keychain size with a very unique style battery on the inside, right? And so I popped that out. It's just a kind of free gift that you get when you purchase your Baldr S, or if you get in on this sale, you'll probably get one of these thrown in the box. But it is functional and it should last you, I think they say, for a year if you use it just sparingly, right? So not quite sure what I'll do with this, but I guess it's something that you get for free when you spend some money during that summer sale. And with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you again for watching Gunplay TV. Once more, if you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and please leave a comment for the algorithm. Without further ado, we're going.